What's up everybody, welcome to the channel. This is just a really quick video going through some of the revamps that the Action Army hop-up chamber has gone through. So we've just received the latest version of their hop-up chamber, so we thought we'd share some of the changes with you guys. Now, in this industry, the airsoft industry, sometimes anything that goes through changes isn't usually made obvious to the public. That's why sometimes you can buy an airsoft part for some airsoft replica at one time of the year and then buy the same part as a spare at the end of the year and then find out that the two parts are very slightly different or have some different shapes, use different materials, or even in some cases different colors. This is why we thought we'd make a really quick video just to tell you guys some of the revamps and the timeline of the Action Army hop-up chamber. So we'll get into that right now. So let's look at the instructions which are on the back of the box. As you can see here, the instructions tell you how to install everything. This will make more sense to you if you actually have the Action Army hop-up chamber with you. If you look down here, you can see that number 9 is a screw which screws in on the underside of the hop-up chamber. That was their first generation. What that screw did was hold this in place. This is their barrel spacer. So your inner barrel goes into the barrel spacer and then goes into the hop-up chamber itself. Everything is kind of held in place. That kind of holds everything in roughly the place you need it to, and this screw prevents that barrel spacer from moving. What this screw didn't do was prevent the inner barrel from moving. So you could actually, if you forcefully move the inner barrel a little bit, it could rotate to the left or rotate to the right very slightly. That is why Action Army revamped the hop-up unit and included a new screw which goes here and a new screw which comes in that way. That was designed to go through two holes on the barrel spacer and by force and friction hold the inner barrel in place. So you then ended up with screw number 9 which held the barrel spacer tightly to the hop-up chamber and two screws on the side that held the inner barrel in place to the hop-up chamber. So everything was screwed in properly. Those of you that followed our VSR 10 build will note that we said that screw number 9 on our variant was very hard to unscrew once you screwed it in. That felt like it was binding in there slightly tightly and it was very difficult to remove. So just to be absolutely clear, the very first types of Action Army hop-up chambers that came out only had a screw in the bottom there to hold that in place. When they revamped this, they came out with I wouldn't call it generation 2, but it is a revamp. So the second version of this had that screw that went underneath and a screw that came in the side there and a screw that came in the side there. And this is another revamp, or they've slightly changed it ever so slightly. The reason we have to make this video to tell you guys to make you aware of this is that they do not change the instructions on the back. So this is going to be very different to what you see here. In the third version, which is this, they've now not included screw number 9 and instead have only included the two screws that go in the side that go through holes on the barrel spacer that hold the inner barrel in place. So this is held in place, not tightly, but it cannot move anywhere because of the holes it has with screws going through it. But the inner barrel is securely held in place by the two screws, if that makes sense. If it doesn't make any sense, don't worry. All we want you to know is that if you get the latest version, you will not have screw number 9. That's a very short screw, okay? The instructions are wrong and there'll be one screw there and one screw there. That's two long screws. In fact, we'll show you. So that's the hole there on the side and the hole on the other side that the two screws go into. The screw that they don't include now used to go through this screw hole here, and when this went inside, it held it in place. That's no longer included. As you can see here in the packaging, all you get, that's a little hop-up nub, don't worry about that. These two parts go on the top, and these two screws are what they include. They're the ones that screw into the sides, okay? Another way to tell that you have one of the newer Action Army hop-ups is if you look on the inside there, you can see that the stopper there, stoppers are see-through. So if you own one of the first versions, you would get black BB stoppers in there. And these latest versions have these see-through ones. We believe most of the parts that were on shelves in shops have been sold now. So more than likely, if you were to buy an Action Army hop-up chamber, you will get the latest version. And if you don't panic, don't worry. Do not worry if your BB stoppers are black. They just made a revamp and changed them to the see-through ones. The black ones are fine. We have the black ones. And to be absolutely honest, that screw that they don't include now is great. That was the screw that we had trouble in. If you have the version that's prior to this that came with the screw, it's up to you whether you use it or not. We used it in one of our builds and it was slightly difficult to unscrew because it felt like it was seized in there. So we are actually quite happy that that screw is no longer required. That's just a bit of information for you guys. Thank you very much. The video is ended. You may leave, and thanks for watching. See you next time. Those of you that are staying just to hear me ramble on, just understand that this is the kind of video that this channel is about. This is what we want. We want to shed light on any changes to any products or any revamps, or even when they come out with a new generation of a certain product. We want people to know about it and to hear about it, because it's usually never announced. Small changes on parts take place and the manufacturers know, but sometimes the seller doesn't know, or the distributors, but the consumers will find out if they get a part that is different to a part that they previously owned. That's why we think it's important to do these videos, to let everyone know about this. We really enjoy doing it. We think it helps people out there, and this information is free. So to all you guys that are about to do your VSR 10 builds, or are wondering or require more information on the hop-up chambers there, hope this video helped you. Thank you very much. See ya.